Strength Series 1, hashtag 11. Oh, already off to a bad start, aren't I? Right, today we've just got 4 exercises to do first. We're working a lot through the core, okay? A lot through the core today. So our first circuit is full body. So we're going to be working posterior chain, remember, the back. A lot through the back for the first exercise. And then we're working anterior chain because we're going to be working through the front of the shoulders. And then we're going to work anterior chain, with a front raise with a slight bend in our legs, front raises, so we're really working through the back. And then we're going to do lunge snatches with the weight up. So I'm going to actually use a kettlebell, so just come into side lunges with me. I'm going to use an 8 kilogram kettlebell today. I'm going to attempt to use that kettlebell throughout every exercise on the first circuit. And I'll see how I get on. I have got my 6 kilo and my 4 kilo as a backup because some of the exercises are quite challenging. Now, if you don't have a kettlebell, that's fine. Use your weights and try and go your heaviest weight you've got, okay? If you don't have much of a heavy weight, just concentrate on form. And I don't know whether you've ever heard of dynamic strength training. Dynamic strength training is when you don't need a weight at all and you're using kind of like your imagination, really. For instance, if you're doing a bicep curl, you're imagining you're lifting up, like you're shaking. Like I'm doing that, I'm shaking, but I'm really working it, and it's a really good way of working with light weights. Okay, so you just imagine you've got a heavy weight. So when we're doing front raises, all that tension is lift as if you're lifting up a brick. Even if I'm doing that without any weight at all, my core is engaged, my back is engaged, I'm lifting. And you can do it even in a press with no weight. Lift. You know, you're still working those muscles, so you can still work with a relatively light weight, okay? You just got to put your imagination into it. Dynamic strength training, push as if you're pushing a boulder, okay? So let's just bring one leg forward, stretching out the back of your hamstrings, because we're going to work quite a lot through the hamstrings and the back for the first exercise. And I'm going to do this by time, okay? I've decided to do it by time today. We're just going to go for 50 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. And we've got just a little circuit to start with. And then we're going to do lots of core, lots and lots of ab work today. Okay, so be prepared. Just give me some arm circles. So as I said, I'm going for an 8 kilogram kettlebell. Falling over that. And I'm going to bring the weight behind my head. So it's like resting here, resting on the top of my back, okay? So if you all come into this position, if you're using dumbbells, that's fine, just rest them on your shoulders, a bit similar to what I'm doing. And we're going to go for a good morning, okay? So feet slightly wider than hip width, and we're just bending, hip hinging. We're hinging at the hips. So look at my position of my legs. They're not coming down into a deep squat. They're not dead straight. They're off lock, coming down nice and low. So you're really working through your back here and then up to straight and squeeze those glutes, okay? Tuck that tailbone under and back out, okay? Squeeze. So that's your first exercise. And then our second exercise, we're going to go for a press. So really controlled, core in nice and tight, suck it in, press. And you want to bring that weight out in front of you, okay, because we want to work the front of the shoulders, okay? So weight out in front, and because we're pushing the weight out like this, it means that we're working a little bit through the chest, and we want to be working full body today. And then we're going to go for a front raise. So I'm holding the kettlebell like this. Again, exactly the same applies if you're holding a weight. So we want a slight bend, okay? Not coming down too far, slight bend, core in nice and tight. We're going to raise the weight up, pause it, and down. And no, if you're having to do that, you need to go down a weight. You want it nice and controlled up, pause it, nice and controlled down. You really start engaging through the rectus spina here, okay? All the way through the back. And then we're going to go for snatch lunges. So we're going to bring the weight down to here. Hopefully you're doing these demonstrations with me because they're part of your warm-up. So we're coming down. We've done the snatch before with weights and kettlebells. So we're going to come up, okay? As you snatch the weight, you come back into a lunge, okay? And bring the weight up. Whether you're using a weight or no weight. We're going one-sided, then the other, okay? So as you snatch the weight, you lunge back, okay? So that's a complete full body move because we're going one-sided, so we're working through the obliques, we're working through the shoulders because we're taking the weight up, we're working obviously through the legs, we're working anterior and posteriorly, working through the quads, working through the hamstrings, working through the glutes, working everywhere, and cardiovascular as well. Okay, you ready? Let's do this. We're going to go in 10 seconds, so bring the weight to your back for good mornings. Just resting on the top of your back. In 3, in 2, in 1. Keep that core in nice and tight. Hip hinge, back up. Exhale as you're coming up. Really squeeze those glutes. Keep that core in nice and tight. Try not to bend your knees too much. You're hip hinging here. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Weight up. We're going for a press. However you feel most comfortable about holding the weight. Okay, ready? Let's go. No swinging going on. Keep that weight in front of you. You should really feel this working for your core. That's the aim today, a lot of core work, because we're pushing the weight slightly out in front of you. This 8 kilogram weight is going to feel very heavy soon. It already is. 8 seconds. 2, 1. Front raises. This is going to be the hard one. So slight soft knees, slight bend in your hips. So you're creating this position. We're going for a front raise. Pause it, slowly down. Pause it, slowly down. This is really getting through the core, through the shoulders, through the front of the shoulders, through the upper back, through the lower back, through the mid back. Oh. Snatch lunges. So as you snatch the weight, remember you're rolling the kettlebell round or the weight. Ready? Snatch lunge. Down. Staying on the same side. Snatch lunge. Down. Snatch lunge. Keep your back straight. You step into the lunge as the weight's lifting up. and get that knee all the way down if you can. Other side. Move, Frankie, move. Ready? Let's go. Nice and controlled. Ooh. Oh, this is hard with this weight. Round number 2, in position. Ready? In 3, in 2, in 1. That's it, get nice and low. Keep your back nice and straight. This is always a really good exercise because it's encouraging you. Those that struggle to do like any deadlifts, positions where they struggle to get that back straight, this really encourages you to keep that back nice and straight because of the way, the positioning of the weight or the kettlebell. Three, press. Remember to keep that weight slightly out in front of you. 3, 2, 1. Keep your core in nice and tight. Really working through the front of the shoulders, through the chest as well. And for the core. Five, 3. Oh. Front raises is the ones I'm really struggling with. I'm going to stick with my weight. I may need to go down next round. So I'm breathing in. Breathe out at the top. If you breathe in this way, you create a vacuum in your core. So it becomes stable. And when lifting any heavy weights, you should always exhale at the finish of the range. Okay? When I work with light weights, or when I'm doing kettlebell swings, you want to exhale as you go. If you're lifting heavier, you want to, snatch. You want to brace that core with that inhale and then exhale at the top of the range. So like on the almost the finish bit where you're pausing. So and it just creates a nice safety net for your back. Because your core is engaged, because you've taken that breath, like I said, created that vacuum effect. Whew. Other side. Frankie, I'm going to stand on your tail. Let's go. Woo! Well done. Round number 3. Ready? I'm letting you get into position. I can move into positions really quickly. Whenever I'm actually doing a workout with someone, I just fly through, next move, go. I'm always conscious that a lot of people don't move as quickly as me. So you're in position. Ready? I only need a few seconds because I'm ready. Let's go. That's it, get nice and low. Pushing those hips back. Press. I've got a really annoying little bit of hair that's hanging down. Ready? Let's go. I want to talk to you as well about training cycles. Now, I've always found in the past training cycles really a really effective way of training. What I mean by training cycles is you're not sticking with the same thing for too long. So I know I've said this strength series goes on for 4 weeks, but it's not actually, it's 6 weeks really, isn't it? 5 weeks. This is week 3, and we've got another 2 weeks to go, so it's actually 5 weeks, which 5 to 6 weeks is a good training cycle before you mix it up to something else, and then you go back to doing a slightly different training cycle. I find it's the most effective way of getting results, which is why the challenge comes at a good time, because we're working differently, different intensity, but very effective. And then if you stick to exactly the same type of training, which I know this strength series is why I specifically made it, so that we're not repeating each week, the same exercises. We're covering a lot of them the same, but a different training method. Rather than, I find it very boring if, you know, we just did squats and lunges, chest press, shoulder press, etc. And then you just repeat it every week until you start going up a weight. I find that a very boring style of training. And the most likely to give up because it's boring. Whew. Other side. Let's go. And because of the style that I'm doing for your strength series, you're going to be able to naturally see your strength progressing as we do repeat some of the exercises. Struggling today. Maybe it's because I've got up a weight. Could well be. Ready, round number 4. Yep. Last round. Ready, 2, 1. And then we're working through the core. 4 rounds of these. That's it, push your hips back. It's a bit like, I don't know whether you've ever heard of German volume training. I will do it one day for us, but it's a very boring way of training. Lots of like people that really want to pack on muscle quickly do it. It's a horrible plan to follow. I've done it once before. I did see it through, like a whole, like 12 weeks of it. Oh my God, was it the boringest thing I've ever done in my life? Hell yeah. It's basically, you do, it's just a simple method. You do 10 sets of an exercise for 10 rounds, yeah. And it's a basic exercise like a squat. You do 10 reps with the heaviest weight, with heavy weight. And you do 10 reps. Then you pause for 15 seconds. And then you go again and you do it for 10 rounds. So for instance, if we were doing a shoulder press like this, we would do 10 reps, pause for 15 seconds, 10 reps, pause for 15 seconds, 10 reps. So I will introduce it into some of the exercises, but not fully for the whole workout plan, because it's literally, you would be able to fit in about a squat, perhaps a lunge, and a shoulder press, and then that's it, hour done. Perhaps I'll do it a couple this week. Just a few exercises though. Hopefully as well, you're starting to understand what weight that you need going forward. So if you did want to invest in some more kettlebells and weights, then you know kind of what weight you want for when we do our next strength series after the next challenge, which will be 6 weeks then, 6 weeks before I do the one before Christmas. So we'll have the challenge for 28 days and then we go into a 6-week strength plan for 6 weeks. Before a Christmas challenge. little finish, literally just before Christmas, like, I don't know, 22nd or something. And like I said, it's a bit like a training cycle. So long before lockdown happened, I did quite a lot of challenges, probably do about 4 during the year. And they ranged anywhere between like the 90-day challenge I did for 90 days, obviously. And I did like short 30-day ones, 28-day ones, 14-day ones. Had a little bit of a mix. So usually I do about 4 in a year anyway. But I think it's, like I said about training cycles, it's really just a really good way to train. You know, so you're perhaps training for 4 to 6 weeks, doing like what we're doing at the moment, and then you mix it up, throw something more challenging, more cardiovascular in there, before then we return. Do you like the sound of that? And I'm quite excited about my next challenge as well, because I've decided to do, I don't know why I'm chatting away today. I'm supposed to be saving this for the Q&A later, which I will talk about more about it. Well done. 4 rounds done. We're coming down to the mat now. I'm just going to move the camera down a little bit. So we get Frankie, just so that we can get Frankie in shot. Oh, Frankie, come on boy, move out my way. So weights required for this. Okay, so just do what you can, okay, do your best. I'm going to use a 4 kilogram weight for this one. We're going for crouching plank passes. So we're in a crouching position here, okay, and we're going to pass the weight through, and I need you to keep as still as you can. If you struggle to come into that position, that's fine, stay here. I just need you to make sure you're keeping as still as you can, because you'll still really feel that working for your core, okay. And then we're going to come up onto our hands into a plank position. We're on our hands anyway. Pass the weight forward as far as you can, okay? Coming down to our elbows, back up onto our hands, pass the weight back, okay? Down onto our elbows, up on our hands. Now, if you struggle to come down into your hands, just make sure you're in this position, okay? Down, okay, rather than holding the weight, holding your body weight up. And then we're going to come into a side plank, yep, with the weight. Don't worry if you struggle, so you can be on your knee, okay, and hold the weight, okay, or fully up, holding the weight. We're going to hold it one side, we're going to hold the other. The other exercise, because there's quite a lot to get through, I'm going to demonstrate as we get there, okay? Right. So crouching position, plank passes. In fact, I might be brave, go for my 8 kilogram kettlebell for this one. So crouching position. Ready? In 3, in 2. So you're passing the other hand in. So my right hand's passing through to my left, past the weight. Yeah, going back to what I was saying about the new challenge, I'm actually going to have I like the idea, oh no, I should be saving this for later. Oh, sod it. A Move Better, Live Better challenge that's alongside the normal challenge like you've done. And it's going to be talk and train. So basically, we're going to be standing around doing steps, marching on the spot while I'm chatting, like a little Q&A, little chit-chat, and I'm going to have a topic each day to talk about. So I'm quite excited about this. So it's like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes of step and chat about a subject, you know, getting you motivated, making sure you're on track. And then we do a little workout, just 15 minutes. Plank passes, I'm going to use my weight for this one. Yeah, and a little 15-minute workout. Pass the weight through, forward, down into your elbows, up into your hands, pass the weight back. Down into your elbows, up into your hands, pass the weight forward. Alternating the side that you go with. I've got a problem here with the boy. Yeah, so like a 15-minute chit chat. And then a really good workout. 15 minutes, you've seen my obviously workouts for 15 minutes, you can still really get a good workout in. So I like the idea of doing that. And then follow that by the usual 28-day challenge, which is obviously optional, you don't have to do both. You might want to just stay around for the chit and chat. But it's my way of doing it. It'll be 5 days a week for that one, 7 days for my other one. Okay, we're coming on to a side plank. Okay, ready? In position? Because I only take 2 seconds to get in position. Ready? Let's go. I'm in. So yeah, I'm going to talk about it later as well in the Q&A. I just feel like talking today. Oh dear. I had a Chinese takeaway on Saturday night, and I don't know about you when you have a Chinese takeaway. I mean, I did have a few drink, but it almost like when you have a Chinese takeaway, it makes you feel like you've got a hangover, even if you didn't have a drink. So I felt dreadful yesterday, absolutely dreadful. I don't feel too clever today, to be honest. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's almost like today. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I know that sounds bad and you shouldn't wish days away, but I almost do, because I know how much physically I'll feel better tomorrow. Just from having a really good day, healthy day of eating today. Because I feel like I've just not been great all weekend, and mentally it really affects me when I'm like that. It just really gets me down. My mood is massively affected by food, and when I'm being really healthy, I'm in so much of a better mood. I'm so much more productive, energized, and whenever I have a bad weekend, or I pretty much had a bad week, to be honest, I just feel so much better in myself. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Down. Woo! Okay, we're coming onto our backs. Yep. Sorry, Frankie boy. Okay, so you'll want 2 weights for this. We're going to hold the weight up and hold our legs out. So if you come down with me to here, so head raised up, legs to here. Now some of you will struggle in this position, you're just holding this position. Some of you may struggle, that's fine. Just bring those feet in slightly, okay? Just try and push that weight up, pushing your back into the mat. If you can, hold here. We're just holding. For another 30 seconds. Bring those knees in if you need to, or legs raised up a little bit more. Two, 1. Bring those weight in. We're going to go for alternating leg lowers, okay? So I want you to chest press, in, chest press, in. Really pushing your back into the mat. That's it. Exhale as you lengthen. As you straighten your leg, pushing your back into the mat. I'm really feeling my core now. 5. I'm going to change to my kettlebell. Okay, we're going for V-ups.
So reaching as far up as you can, and then the weight's going overhead. Out, reach, reach. If you can, reach, reach. Don't worry if you can't come up, just control it back. My kettlebell's a little bit too heavy for me to come up. Bend legs if you need to, so bend your legs, take them out if you need to. I know this is a really tough core round. Oh, wait to here. We're coming up for sit up. Try and keep that weight close, then press at the top. Ready? Let's go. Weight stay to your chest, press. Those of you really struggling to come all the way up into a seated position, remember you're rolling, okay? Roll with it. Or just come up as far as you can. Oh. Two, one. Back to the beginning. Whew. In fact, we're going to do one more. I have got it written up, but I was going to miss it, but I won't. I need to do it. Okay, leaning back slightly. Rotate. Rotate. Because we're working through the obliques here. So we've worked quite a lot of the exercises. Obviously the first exercise is crouching. We're working quite inner core. Okay, so you're really working your transverse abdominals in that exercise, but a little bit through the obliques as we're passing the weight through. The second exercise, the body up, so down into your elbows, up into your hands, passing the weight through again. We're working quite a lot through the obliques as we're passing the weight through one-handed, and as you're coming up. And obviously side planks a lot through the obliques. And the other exercises, the leg raises, etc., we're working through the transverse abdominals, the rectus abdominals. So we've got a nice mix of full abs. Okay, onto your front, crouching, last round. Remember, you can do this with your knees down. This round is going to burn our abs. Okay, ready? Crouching position. Let's go into in one. Knees just off the ground, nice and controlled. Oh. "15 seconds. Feeling a little bit through the quads too. Woo. Passes. Ready? 3, 2, reach, reach, down, up, reach, down, up. Remember to alternate. So left hand reaches all the way up, left hand down, left hand up, left hand reaches all the way back. right hand down, right hand up, right hand reaches forward, right hand down, right up, right hand reaches back, left, 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 right, 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 right. Woo, side plank. Ready? In 3, in 2, in 1, let's go. So keep those hips up. Keep going. Music's decided to stop. Hey ho. We're nearly there now anyway. Keep that control. You need to drop to your knee, that's fine. Just do what you can. You can do this, come on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Come on, timer. 3, 2, 1. That was a long 50 seconds, wasn't it? Okay, ready? 2, 1. 40 seconds. It doesn't really make much difference if you've got your feet evenly stacked or one in front of the other. It's whatever feels easier, well not easier for you, most comfortable I guess. Some people don't like stacking their feet up on top of each other. 15 seconds. Can't work through the core, take the pressure off of your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Onto your back, holding the weight. Legs out, ready? In 3, in 2, in 1, hold. Push, push, push. Shaking a little bit here. Twenty seconds. 15. Proper shaking. 10. 5. 2. 1. Oh, chest press, leg lowers. Ready? Let's go. I've not used my 4 kilos for a while. 10. 1. V-ups. I'm going to stick to my 4 kilos for this one. Back, out, reach. Ooh. Ooh. like many ab exercises, you can make them as easy or as hard on yourself. You could just go through the motion, not really concentrate on your core or your breathing. I'd rather you do far less reps and do them nice with good form. Sit-ups, press at the top. Take your legs to a nice wide position. Makes it a little bit harder. Oh, last one. Twist. Okay, ready? Let's go. Nice and controlled. Anyone joining me for Pilates after? You need a chair. I forgot to mention it. Chair and light weights. Whoo. 10. 5, 2, 1. Well done. You're done. Well done. Oh, I'm just out of view. I'll come down into kneeling position, have a quick stretch out, push your chest out. As always, I think I ran over, didn't I? Yeah. Reach over to the side. So I'm going to leave you to have a good stretch out unless you're joining me for Pilates in 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that one. Sorry about the chit-chatting. I was in a bit of a talkative mood today.